She returns February 8th in Houston, a place she knows a thing or two about. She is the reigning, defending UFC women's flyweight champion. She is the great Valentina Shevchenko, who's joining us from where is this? The Performance Institute in Las Vegas, Valentina?
Hello, Ariel. Yes, it's exactly right place. It's UCPI in Las Vegas. We just finished our training.
Oh my God, you're such a mensch. You did your training and now you're doing the interview from the mats. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for that,
Of
Valentina.
course.
So we have to address the big question right off the bat, the question everyone wants to know the answer to. It's the most important question. Why did you change your hair color?
It was not my idea
Oh,
at first. It was the idea of Halle Berry because the character in movie what I'm playing should have red hair. So she came up with this idea. I agreed because for me it looks like it has to be for this kind of change for the movie. So that's why I'm with this color right now.
wow. So you're in that Halle Berry movie.
Yes, I am.
And what's your part? Could you tell us?
I'm her opponent.
What? That's incredible. And have you
Yes.
finished filming it?
My part, yes, we did. We did finish. We had for about 1 month and a half, almost 2 months of trainings together. Then we went and filmed my part, and now they're like continue with a movie filming. And I think it's gonna last probably like couple of months or months more.
Do you know when it comes out?
Not yet, but I hope it's gonna be soon because I'm so excited to see it.
Yeah, I bet. And do you know what it's called?
It's called Bruised.
Bruise. And
Bruised the movie, yeah.
are there other MMA fighters in it? Pro MMA fighters?
I don't think so, but I could say after all these years of training, because Haley she was trained MMA like years, 2 or 3 years before filming starts. So now she's, we can say definitely she's professional fighter as well.
And how did you get this opportunity? Did you try out or did they come
uh,
to you?
they come to me, they contacted me, Haley contacted me, and here we are.
Wow, that is amazing. I can't wait to see this. And do you have a speaking part in the movie or just fighting?
Yes, fighting, speaking, everything that I
Oh my
should
gosh.
to do, I did.
Valentina the actress. I had no idea that this was something you were doing. That's great. Well, I look forward to that. I'm a big fan of Halle Berry, as I think the entire world is. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she actually looks in there as a fighter and how the fight sequences play out. So, and this is MMA, right?
Yes, it's movie about MMA and women MMA, and it's all about how a person struggling with their own fears, and but MMA and sport, it's helping to fight it and become better person. So I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, very excited for this one.
Now, since the filming for you is over, are you going to bleach your hair back to blonde or are you going to keep it this way?
I'm gonna keep it for a while because looks like everybody likes it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stay with this color for I don't know yet for how long, but I'm gonna stay with it
You're
now.
going to keep it for the fight on February 8th.
I'm gonna keep it for the fight on February 8th.
Are you
Yes.
superstitious? I mean, you've had such a great career with the famous blonde hair. Are you superstitious about changing something as drastic as that?
You know, for me the most important it's how myself I'm gonna feel me, I gonna feel for the fight. And if I do everything exactly the same, doesn't matter what hair color, what clothing, whatever, it doesn't help. Only help in the real fight is your preparation and how you mentally physically ready for the fight. This is my the bigger superstitious because this is the most important.
I like that. Yes,
Details
100%.
not.
So you're fighting Katlyn Chookagian February 8th in Houston. When you were offered this fight against Katlyn, what did you think? Was this a fight that intrigued you?
This fight was up in the air like for about probably a year. When I had to fight for very first time in same in Texas for the belt. She was in Dallas in that time. Um, as well. And I know she like a couple of times she was posting on her Twitter that I'm ready just in case if something happened, I will be here and I'm ready to step in into the octagon and take a fight. But it happened and we was needed replacement, and I call her via Twitter saying like Katlyn, let's do it now. But it was, she said, oh, it's too late, it's like something like this, I don't remember already. But from that moment, it's already was some kind of um, I was ready that sometime, someday, we're gonna fight together, and it's happening right now, 1 year after. So we are gonna fight in February 8th in Houston, and I think it's excellent timing and excellent location for the fight.
Yeah, I had heard that there was some talk of it happening maybe in Abu Dhabi, right? And then maybe even in Australia to have you fight. But I think the movie was a like a scheduling conflict, right? So you guys have been circling each other for quite some time, and so I'm wondering if you've been impressed with her because you've been able to watch her. She's been on your radar. Are you impressed with what you see when you see her fight?
Yeah, and before I fought Liz Carmouche, I was supposed to fight her, but she had her wedding. That's why it didn't happen that time as well. Yeah, and now we have like new date. And yes, I saw her fight. I never was like too much paying attention on her performances because she never was like the opponent number one for me, because it was every time, me, every time I have my opponent number one and I ready for this kind of opponent. I was preparing for Jessica's and for Liz Carmouche. Of course, I look for other girls fights and how they have their like um, everything, but it's never paying too much attention. But now it's time to pay a lot of attention in her like fighting style, and I think everything gonna be good.
You know, she has 6 wins in the UFC. All of those wins are via decision, and at times, people have criticized her for not engaging enough, for not bringing the fight to the opponent, for the fights not being very entertaining, shall we say. Your last fight, a similar situation played out, although Katlyn's a very different fighter than Liz Carmouche, but it was frustrating at times because it felt like the fight wasn't being brought to you and it wasn't a very fan-friendly fight. Are you at all concerned that the same type of thing will play out once again when you fight, and that it will become a sort of theme that will reflect poorly on you and your fighting style?
I see her style a little bit, not completely, but a little bit similar to Holly Holm's style, like fighting on a distance, having her distance. And I think no one was complaining about my fight with Holly. Everybody was uh, liked it. So I think it's gonna be good. Yes, every opponent, every fighter, every person, they have different fight style, different power, strengths, and we cannot compare Liz Carmouche and Caitlin because they are having totally different fight style, totally different tricks, and totally like everything different. That's why from my side, I gonna do good preparation. I will prepare for the fight in my every time as I do 100%. And of course, we'll be waiting opportunity, and when opportunity will come, I will do everything to finish the fight as soon as I can. But for sure, I will do my best to win the fight and hold my belt.
That experience in Uruguay against Liz Carmouche, did that stick with you? You know, the boos and the criticism afterwards, even though it does take two to tango, is that something you think about a lot and try not to be a part of a fight like that again?
No, I never, that I never think about what happened before, but because it's already happened. I had great fights there. And if you can take a look at the fight, it was very technical fight. And I had several knockdowns in this fight. I had very beautiful knockdown from back fist, but she went down and starting to uh, shoot into the leg, and people were thinking that she is trying to shoot to the leg, and because probably it was too fast for them and they could not see the actual heat. I don't know. But if you remember, of course, I understand why people was expecting, because coming from second round KO, head kick KO, everyone was expecting the same. But as I say every time, all people are different. Everyone, you cannot just order KO and make it like every time, every time. Of course, people they're expecting every time KO, but it doesn't happen if you just like, okay, I will do it in first round, in second round. No, you can prepare everything to make it happen, but you'd never know how the actual fight will turn out.
I remember after that fight, you extended the challenge to Henry Cejudo about the whole intergender thing, and then you saw him not that long after, and he completely like crumbled under the pressure, right? Didn't you see him in like, I think you were maybe at an event a couple of weeks later, and didn't he just like turtle up and kind of cower to you after all that talk? That's what happened, correct? Wasn't that disappointing?
What disappointing. We had our in Abu Dhabi, we had our like minutes in fight, and you saw I choke him out. So
Yes.
I get my victory. I get my victory.
So you're the intergender champion.
Looks like yes.
I've noticed since then he doesn't say anything about it anymore.
Yeah, because he's like a real fighter. He has to accept his lose via rear naked choke.
Well, what about fighting in Houston? I know you don't live there anymore, but you spent a lot of time there. Does that mean anything special to you?
Of course, we lived in Houston for 2.5 years, and as I say every time, all this like cowboy culture I accumulate so good. It's so deep inside me that I very happy to come back to Houston to see all my old friends and just to breathe the air and spend like good times there, have a good fight. I fought for a couple times. 2 times I fought in Houston when I competed when I fought in a legacy organization, and now I'm going back there with UFC, and it's very exciting. And of course, it's something that motivates me so much. And as I say, I will be there in my best shape.
I know every time you fight, every time Amanda fights, especially when you guys are close, as far as when you fight, that talk comes back of you guys fighting each other eventually. Was there any talk before this? Because I remember after Jermaine Durandamy beat Aspen Ladd and you beat Liz Carmouche, there seemed to be not a lot of buzz for an opponent for both you and her, and there were some people trying to push the idea of maybe you do the trilogy now, and then others were saying maybe it's a little too soon, you just won the 125 belt. Was there ever any talk before these fights got set for both you and Amanda of doing that trilogy right now?
Right now, no, because as I told, for now I am focused on defend my belt and to spend like time in my real weight class to fight in my weight class without like fighting with someone bigger. But of course, in the future, of course, it's gonna happen. And as I said every time, it's not depend of me, it's not depend of her, not depend of no one. It's just gonna happen. I don't know when, but when it's happened, it's happened.
Okay, this is something you want, just not really pushing for right now, correct?
Right now, I want defend my belt, and I was waiting for this moment like a long time. Every time I was fighting in 135, I had to manage and struggle to fighting with someone bigger, someone like different size of me. And now finally I have opportunity to show everything, all my potential in my weight class. Why I have to rush?
Yeah.
I will take everything like step by step, and when time it's come, it's gonna be big, big, something big.
Do you agree with the notion that the gap between you and the rest of the contenders at 125 is bigger than any champion in any other weight class and the rest of the contenders in that weight class? That it's almost like when Demetrius Johnson was champion at 125 back in the day, that there's just a massive talent gap between you and the rest of the contenders. Not trying to put them down, but they just need to develop a little more. Do you feel that way right now?
I don't know. I don't think about it. I just think about my preparation to be better fighter every day, to not focus on something that I don't have to focus, and focus on every day to be better person, to be better like fighter. And this is what I'm thinking about. And of course, not only focus on training, because life pass, and we have not only like to do everything, to try to do everything, to enjoy our life. That's why I'm trying every time spend a lot of time on the nature, go to the shooting range, training my shooting skills, and go like boating when we here in Las Vegas to the lake meet, and just trying to enjoy my life and spend it in best quality.
Are you doing your whole entire camp at the PI, or do you go to another gym as well?
We are now thinking about where it's gonna happen, and I think in next couple of days I will know for sure.
Oh, where are you looking?
We are thinking about Thailand, Las Vegas, Houston, so many things around.
Okay, so maybe even outside of Las Vegas as well.
Probably yes.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to your return February 8th. Houston, right under arguably the greatest, John Jones against Dominic Reyes. So 2 title fights on that card, UFC 247. It's going to be great. Thank you as always, Valentina, and especially after your training session. We really appreciate it, and good luck to you in training.
Thank you, Ariel. Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right. Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani. I just came here to thank you for watching our ESPN YouTube channel. It's the best. You know what else is the best? The ESPN app. You can get highlights, analysis, all that stuff and more. And if you want premium content and live streaming sports, there's only one place for all of that. It's ESPN Plus.